The UNESCO Memory of the World program was launched in 1992 in an effort to help preserve the most important stores of humanity's history. Items and archives nominated may be in any variety of forms, from manuscripts to audiovisual formats and oral traditions. It is essential to maintain the originals of any piece of documentary heritage in order to keep the memory of humanity alive. South Africa currently has 5 archival collections registered as part of the Memory of the World program. They are a diverse collection of documentary evidence from our storied past. They document South Africa's place in global history, our precious ethnographic heritage, our painful past, and our hope for the future. Some of the earliest records in the country were those of the Dutch East India Company, of Verenigde Oost-Indische Compagnie, the VOC, which established itself at the Cape of Good Hope in 1652. It was one of the wealthiest trading companies to ever have existed, with an extensive collection of documents. It is estimated that about 25 million pages of Dutch East India Company records lie in archives around the world, in The Hague, Chennai, Colombo, Jakarta, and Cape Town. The VOC's vast records were kept with an incredible attention to detail. They not only provide unparalleled insights into the early modern world as a whole, but more particularly into the entwined histories of hundreds of local African and Asian regions with which the VOC traded. In the mid-1800s, many years after the Dutch East India Company was liquidated, the German philologist Dr. Wilhelm Heinrich Emanuel Bleek came to South Africa and, together with his sister-in-law Lucy Lloyd, studied the San Bushmen, their unique languages and folklore. His daughter Dorothea Bleek, his sister-in-law, and his colleague George Stowe continued his work, amassing an enormous collection of notebooks, photographs, and paintings. Housed at the National Archives of South Africa is the Rivonia Trial Collection. Criminal Court Case 253/63, better known as the State versus Mandela and others, marked the hearing in which Nelson Mandela, South Africa's future first democratically elected president, was tried for treason. Mandela, a lawyer by training, took the large audience as an opportunity to proclaim the anti-apartheid goals of the ANC. Narrowly avoiding the death penalty, he was sentenced to life imprisonment, partly served on the iconic Robben Island. After 27 years, Mandela and other political prisoners were released. They would go on to shape the future democratic South Africa. The fight against apartheid took place across all levels of South African society and around the world. The Liberation Struggle Living Archive Collection houses audiovisual material documenting the most dramatic episodes in the anti-apartheid struggle, much of which was foreign-produced or suppressed, and as such still remains unseen by many South Africans. The struggle brought the apartheid government to the negotiating table, and in 1991, set against the backdrop of the Cold War's end, the Convention for a Democratic South Africa took place. The CODESA Multi-Party Negotiating Forum archives represent one of the major turning points in South African history, which resulted in the 1994 democratic elections. These archives have all been recognized by UNESCO as contributing significantly to the human story. Not only are the originals preserved for posterity, but much has already been digitized for greater public accessibility, allowing all to know and keep their history.